Alright folks, I last left you in Monroe, Michigan, where my car was stranded, and I was worried they were not going to get to it. It was getting late in the afternoon, but it turns out they did, and they did it for a price that I could afford. Just barely. They wiggled it for me a little bit, so much thanks to the wonderful people at A1 Auto Center in Monroe, Michigan. The lady was nice enough to come pick me up from across town in her own personal vehicle to bring me back to the shop. It turns out that they couldn't get into my car. You know, I thought they were just taking forever, but I had my key fob and they could not get into my car with the key I gave them. So anyway, full tank of gas, back on the road. Wonderful people of Monroe, Michigan helped me out of a jam. Man, it all worked out. Look at this. This is the most American trip of all time. McDonald's, French fries, dip them in the ketchup. Oh, so good. Walmart, where I slept that evening. Oh, such a glorious night's sleep in the Walmart parking lot. Thank God for Walmart. I mean, if it wasn't for Walmart, I don't know where the hell I would sleep half of these nights. So Ann Arbor was actually my first stop before I drove to Detroit. Had to check Ann Arbor out. University of Michigan, obviously a big, huge deal. I've heard of them my whole life. I've heard of Ann Arbor. So had to explore that area just a little bit on my way to Detroit. All right, so rolling into downtown Detroit. Didn't really know what to expect. Didn't really know where to go, but Washington Boulevard, that's the first thing that I saw. Some of these big, glorious buildings. Plenty going on downtown. It was a busy day, quite a beautiful day outside. They have many statues which populate this place. Congress, my goodness, aren't they doing a bang-up job? So, yeah, Detroit, downtown, big, beautiful, wonderful buildings. Everything seems pretty cool. other than the fact that driving is insane. Ford, big deal. Yeah, there's horses. I mean, driving around Detroit is tricky, folks. I don't know how else to put it. Whoever designed these roads is an insane person. There's things going on in this city, the Motor City, that just don't make any sense driving. So, 8 Mile, the Eminem movie song thing, heard of that. Didn't go there, but passed it. There's the sign. MGM Grand, went there. Not to gamble. My gambling is over for this trip. Like I said, I did it out of necessity. I don't want to gamble. I want to work hard. So, went over to the MGM for the view, the glorious view on top of the parking garage. Little travel trick for anybody visiting a new city. Seek out the casino, and more than likely they will have a big, huge, tall, free parking garage that you can go right to the top of and take all the pretty pictures or videos that you want. So, little hint, little travel hack for anybody who may want to take a gander at the skyline of their nearest city. So, yeah, downtown, just a glorious, beautiful place. I have had nothing but a fantastic time so far. Other than the driving, like I said, the driving leaves something to be desired, but it's not entirely your fault. Whoever designed your roads, Detroit, they're playing a sick, cruel joke on you. There's turns and twists and things that are happening here that just boggle the mind. Buddies, at this point in the day, after dealing with the traffic and the roads in Detroit, just had to eat something. And what better to eat than some Detroit deep dish pizza, which is different than Chicago style pizza. Somehow, some way, I'm not sure. But this is the Detroit as shit pizza. Detroit is hell. I asked for the most Detroit pizza, and they gave it to me. So, this square, deep dish, delicious pizza. And, man, the beer was good, too. Had this wonderful, wonderful, glorious beer. Can't even tell you what the name of it was, but it was kind of fruity, sort of like a Blue Moon. Pizza delicious. My goodness, just, my favorite thing on planet Earth to eat is definitely pizza. And you really can't screw a pizza up. I've never had a terrible pizza. Well, that's not true. Anyway, but to get a pizza right, that's a whole different story. And these guys, buddies, deep dish, Detroit pizza, they get it right. Nobody does it better. And driving around the city, you happen upon many, many sports arenas because Detroit is full of great, great sports teams with lots of great history. You got the Red Wings, you got the Pistons, you got the Lions, you got the Tigers. I mean, you just got great sports here in Detroit. And I know they're a little snake bitten, especially with the Lions, but I think you guys are turning a corner. I like that Lions team. I've always kind of liked the Lions team. Honestly, if it's a team that's outside of my team's division and we don't see them in the playoffs that much, I don't really care. I kind of secretly root for some teams around the league, the Lions being one. Maybe it's because I like their uniforms. I love blue, so that could be it. It could be like a psychological trick of the mind. Anyway, like the Lions, always root for the Lions. Great hockey. It's a hockey town. You got college sports, University of Michigan, in Ann Arbor, which is only about 45 minutes outside of Detroit. Ford Field, where the Lions play. You got the Lions. You got the Tigers. Side by side, hand in hand. Glorious, man. Detroit loves its sports. Great sports town. Met a lot of cool people here who love to talk sports. Wanted to know my opinion of the Detroit sports scene. And this humble man's opinion, the vagabond, enjoys himself some Detroit sports, especially those Lions. Love the Lions, man. They remind me a little bit of the Ravens. They got that little extra something. They got attitude. That's the word. They got attitude. Oh, and Detroit is right on the border with Canada. You can go through this little tunnel and you'll be in Canada. I was a bit terrified that I would make a wrong turn and end up in Canada, so I'm glad that didn't happen. At this point, decided it was time for a little drink and a little snack, so I found this place called Honest John's, and what a cool place. Glad I stumbled in here and checked it out. Oh man, I was just ready for a little break from driving and walking around Detroit, so got a little brewski, got myself a little grilled cheese sandwich, which, hit the spot, and it was only about $6. Nice and cheap. And wanted to give a shout out to Honest John's for having the coolest bathroom in the world. Folks, if you've been looking for the coolest bathroom on planet Earth, look no further. It is in Detroit. Go downtown, find Honest John's, and while you're in there enjoying their bathroom, make sure to have a drink, and maybe even a grilled cheese sandwich. And don't forget to tip your waiter or waitress. They work very hard, and they were extremely nice to me. All right, folks, Vagabond checking out from Detroit, Michigan. Had a wild time. Ready to check out, though. Because I've been here for a week and Detroit has been basically kicking my ass. My goodness, what a week. Lucky to still be alive. Lucky that the old van is running again. Lucky, lucky, lucky. That's how I would describe my trip to Detroit. Lucky. Very, very lucky. Very scary. Roads here, scary as shit. Drivers need a little work, I read an article the other day that says Detroit is the second worst city in the nation for driving. And I must concur. I think that is pretty fucking accurate. Although I might give Detroit number one, because after driving around this place for a week and getting into a severe accident in my first 5 minutes in the city, you guys scare the shit out of me. It's not entirely your fault. Your roads are utterly insane. Whoever designed your roads, I think they're fucking with you. Here's my theory, guys. Listen, I've come up with a theory after spending a week in Detroit, being in an automobile accident, seeing many other automobile accidents, and just seeing general fucking chaos on the roads. Here's what I think. I think that the Motor City is scamming the drivers of this beautiful place. I think that the automobile companies, God, I can't talk. I think the automobile companies that, Detroit is known for have purposely made this place a fucking death trap so that you crash your car and you have to buy a new one. Okay? That's my theory, my conspiracy theory for this city of Detroit. The automobile companies, the government, everyone's in on it, okay? They want you to buy a new car as often as possible. Therefore, they made the roads fucking crazy. And, you're going to get in accidents. My goodness, you're going to get into an accident. When you do, what are you going to do? You're going to buy a new car, right? Fucking genius, these guys. Geniuses in the Detroit Motor City of Michigan. My goodness. But, Vagabond checking out from downtown Detroit. Had a great time. Still alive. Can't complain, Still alive. Got the car back. The van is back. The trip is on. We're so excited. We're going, man. We're on the fucking road, man. Whew, this is life on the road. It's nuts. Downtown Detroit, Vagabond, out. Next stop, Chicago, Illinois. I'm coming, baby. Leaving today. Peace.